Hey guys, Scotland's Football here, back with another Wolves match review video after Wolves drew 1-1 to Newcastle away at St James's Park last night. So I'll be giving you my thoughts on the match and my reaction to the game. So right then guys, let's get straight into the Wolves match review video then. Going into this game, I was full of confidence due to our recent form. And due to how badly Newcastle's recent form has been like, recently it's got worse for Newcastle, with their top scorer Callum Wilson, who has scored 10 goals for them after joining from Bournemouth in the summer window, who is out for 6 to 8 weeks with injury. We're expected to be returning in April. I don't have to think where Newcastle would be without his goals. In the last 5 meetings between us both, all these 5 meetings have ended on 1-1, and the most recent victory for us was under Zenga when he was manager, when we won 2-0 and 4-0 in the Premier League Asia Trophy in pre-season. So in the last 5 meetings in the league, we haven't lost to each other or won against each other. And the last time we beat them was the season when we got promoted back to the Premier in our first season. The game ended 2-1 to us. Yeah, under Zenga we won 2-1 when he was manager for a bit, and then when we got promoted back to the Premier League in our first season, we won 2-1. But I'm talking about 5 games. In our last 5 meetings, it's ended 1-1 between us both. But if you're going to talk about wins, that's what it would have been. On to the game now. My thoughts on the game are that we started the game really poor like we usually do. This time we started the game poor for the first 30 minutes. After that we started to wake up and we stopped Newcastle from creating chances until half time. Adama looked like the best player in the first half and put in lots of crosses which stayed in play for once, but no one got on the end of it again. We needed a much better second half after we didn't do enough to get anything out of the game first half. In the second half, Newcastle were looking for a goal after all their hard work in creating chances, and he did exactly that when he scored 7 minutes into the second half in the 52nd minute with a goal from Jamal Lascelles, making it 1-0, who scored against us last season in a 1-1 draw at St James's Park. He loves to score against Wolves, doesn't he? Newcastle's goal was coming, and quite rightly they deserved it. After Ryan Fraser's cross going into Jamal Lascelles after Ryan Fraser came on second half. Newcastle continued to create chances, and we started to play well second half as well. When we were 1-0 down, we didn't want to make any changes and get back into the game, which I was really annoyed about, even though we were playing good. While Newcastle made changes when they were winning, so obviously they wanted another goal to kill off the game and not let us back in it, and not letting us back in it. Not only did they make one change, they made another one, but we didn't need to worry about it in the end because we scored and got an equalising goal to make it 1-1. After Neto put in a great cross for Neves to score a great header. Now he has equalled his goal scoring record with Pedro and Neto, who are both the top scorers for Wolves this season with 5 goals. And this was his first ever headed goal he scored. I don't know if this is at Wolves or in his playing career, and not quite sure actually. It didn't really clarify. That's all I've heard. It was his first headed goal. Newcastle will be thinking Martin Dubravka could have done better to prevent our goal from going in the back of the net. In yesterday's game, that was his first start this season after being injured for a long time and losing his place to Newcastle's second choice keeper Carl Darlow. Both teams continue to look for a winning goal after we both kept on creating chances. Shortly after that, we made some changes. First, we brought off William Jose and brought on Fabio Silva. Then 5 minutes later, we made our second change, bringing off Nelson Semedo and bringing on Kijana Hoover. In additional time, there were 5 added minutes, so I was fearing the worst, worrying that we were going to concede, as it was anyone's game in the end. We made our last change in the 94th minute, bringing off Johnny and bringing off Nori. While there was not much point, but all teams like to waste time, don't they? It's not just us. Fabio Silva came on looking very promising and creating the final chance of the game with a very strong header which I thought went in. I was literally nearly up on my feet and celebrating around the room thinking it had gone in. Don't know how Dubravka stopped that, but it was a fantastic stop though. The game ended 1-1 at full time after a very competitive game with lots of attacking threats from both teams, but Newcastle were pretty slightly better than us, to be fair. So fair play to Newcastle for giving us a good match, and you play very well. If you play like that every game, you will stay up in the Prem again, just about again. I'll say this season now the relegation battles between Brighton, the last team to go down, because we all know West Brom and Sheffield United are going down. 18 spot is between either Brighton, Newcastle and Fulham now, possibly Burnley. Well, here, I would have liked to win in this game, but I will definitely take a point, as a point is better than nothing. It's better than losing, like they always say. It was good to see Johnny playing the whole game, however he got subbed off in the last added minutes of extra time, 94th minute, and you can see how much of a difference he makes to the team. So he did stay on for the whole 90 minutes. It was nice to see him finish the game without going off, but that is actually good to see that he only played the whole game. Well, like they say, I suppose you can pick an injury in the last minute. It can be seen and it can be done. So he probably just wanted to prevent it, but I couldn't have seen that happening anyway. On to the player ratings now, which I started since last week. This worked out quite well. So right, on to the first player. I'll be rating the players out of 10. So first, on to the first player, Roy Patricio. I'll give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Because he makes some good stops as well, like Dubravka as well. Right, next player, Lenderen Donker. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he was quite poor yesterday. He's been quite poor at the last few games, according to some of my friends. Because the defending for the Newcastle first goal was very poor. And Connor Cody, 6 out of 10. He wasn't the worst, but he wasn't the best in the game. Sace, I rated him quite low, but somebody else said he deserves a higher rating, about a 7. Someone said he deserves a 7, but you know what? I've given him a 6.5 out of 10. Our next player now, Nelson Semedo. He played decent yesterday, so I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Ruben Neves, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Maybe it wasn't as consistent as much, but it was his first headed goal and his joint top scorer with Neto this season. I don't think I'd give him a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, because I don't think anyone deserved over an 8 yesterday though. But next player now, Martinho, 7 out of 10. Johnny, 7 out of 10. Neto, 7.5 out of 10. The thing with Neto is, he played well yesterday, but I definitely know he can play a lot better. Let's not forget he put in the cross for our first equalising goal in the game. And William Jose next, 6.5. While still, William Jose, still no goal for him since coming in from Real Sociedad on loan. It will come eventually, hopefully, so I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. Adama Traore, he was one of our best players yesterday, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Next game now, onto the subs now. It's hard to really give a rating as he came on quite late. Fabio Silva, I'm going to give him 7 out of 10 for that amazing header that nearly went in. Kikana Hoover, giving him 5.5 because I didn't really see that much of him really. And Nori, I've just given an automatic 5 because he came on to He came on with 1 minute to go. But on to man of the match now. This is going to be Neves due to the goal he scored on his first ever headed goal. He's made it 5 goals to be Wolves' top scorer this season, along with Neto as well. Some people say that Neves wasn't that consistent, but he scored the goal though. But I see what you're saying though as well though. You got to look at it on both sides. Our next match is on a Tuesday night away at Man City at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester. This is a game in hand. It's not a game for the whole game week with all the matches like you usually have. Right then guys, that will be the end of the Wolves match review video now. So if you did or enjoyed today's video, do give it a like, do subscribe to the channel, and also turn your notifications every time I make a video. Have a good one guys. See you all around. Up the Wolves. Bye guys.